If you're a live streamer and you want to use animated lower thirds on any live streaming switcher, whether it's a hardware-based switcher like maybe the ATEM Mini, the Rodecaster Video, the OC switchers, any hardware switcher, or if you want to use it in a software-based switcher like vMix or OBS, I've got a software for you that I developed called Simple Thirds. Now, if you haven't tested it by now, you can actually test it and get a free month using the promo code FREEMONTH, and I've got that linked right down below this video for you. But in this video, I wanted to show you all of the new and wonderful updates that we've added to Simple Thirds. Most notably, animated lower thirds. So let's dive in. This is just a quick tutorial to kind of show off the new features, and then I'll get some more advanced videos later down the road to show you how exactly to use this with your individual switcher, even if it's hardware or software based. So let's just dive right into the software. So here I am in my Simple Thirds dashboard. And if you've used Simple Thirds before, you'll know that as soon as you log in, this is the first thing that you see. You have the option to create brands or folders, and I'm going to go over that a little bit later in some other videos. But for the most part, this is just showing off our brand new feature of animated lower thirds. So I will start with a new folder. Let's just call this my project of the day. And I'm going to save my project. Once I've done that, I'll enter my project and I can start to create lower thirds graphics. You'll notice a new feature here, open control room, and we'll come back to that in just one moment. So let's start by taking a new graphic. We'll name it. So I'm going to use myself as my graphic name. I'm going to hit save. And of course, if it doesn't show up like that, it might show up in the list view depending on your view option that you have selected. It won't show a preview right away until you've actually created and designed your lower third. So let's jump into our editor, and this is where we can design the lower third. You'll be met with a preview background. Keep in mind that this background is not going to be exported when you export your graphics, but you can go to the background settings, and if you know that your subject is going to be on maybe the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen, or you just want to see someone centered because they might be walking the stage with a full body shot, this is just your background setting that you can choose so that you can understand a little bit better on the placement side where you want your lower third to be. So I'm going to use my ugly face right here, and we'll get off to the races with making our lower third. There's a few different tools. You can find them in the left-hand column and in the right-hand column. So in the left-hand column here, this is our selection tool. This tool allows you to click and drag and drop any item that you wish to move it around on the screen. Then we have our templates. So if you wanted to start from one of the pre-made templates here, you could actually use a pre-made template. So I'm going to use this one that we've got right here. This is how we're going to get started here. It's kind of fancy, but just know that you can make your own templates as well. So there is a way to create your own template. You would do this in the brand folder instead. So you would have a template that you can use across your brand. These are just the default ones that I built in, and I'll probably add a few more over time, but they're really nice as a starting point because it allows you to have a few objects and things on screen already that you can work with. In the gallery, you have the ability to upload graphics. So right here, you can see I just have a default sample graphic called logo, and we're actually using that in this, but you could use that to upload any other graphic that you want. So if you had a logo or something else, like even an actual image for the entire background of the graphic, you could upload that too. We've got some default built-in shapes like a square, circle, triangle, and star, but you also have some abstract shapes as well. I like calling these the kidneys because they're kind of like a cool ovally shape, and then we've got a few other fun ones down here. We will also plan to add more of these over time, but you can also upload any image that you want, so you're not limited on any of the shapes. And then lastly, we've got our text tool where you can add a text box, a heading, a subheading, or even a paragraph. So just know that Simple Thirds is not actually limited to making lower thirds graphics. You could use this in a church or a house of worship if you've got some songs that you're singing and you want the lyrics on screen. And that's where this animation part is really going to come in handy. So let's jump into showing you just the right-hand column and the quick features over there. We'll finish off making this graphic, and then we're going to get into that control room. On the right-hand side, we have layer management. So since I've used a template template here, you're going to see all of the different layers that are already on screen. We can actually click and drag these to reorder them. So if we wanted something behind the rectangle, we simply drag the rectangle up and you can see my name is gone. I'm going to drag this back here so John Smith's name is up here. You can also delete things. So for example, in this graphic, I'm going to delete the additional third line. We don't need that right now for these purposes. And I'm going to choose my rectangle. Let's change this gradient. Let's say maybe I like this purple color a little bit better. And you've got all of your settings further down here. So if you wanted to change to a custom gradient, you can do all that. We've gone over this in another video, so I'm not going to dive too far into this, but real quick, I'll just do a little corner radius update. Let's make this maybe a 50 pixel radius all around so you can see it kind of rounds out the corners there and on that side as well. One other thing I want to do is I want to delete this circle that's behind my image. So you can see my layers here. I'm going to go to this circle, hit delete, and now I just have my logo and my name, which I'll double click, and I'm going to edit this so it's actually my name. And now if you notice, see how it went to another line? It's because the text box itself was too small. So we'll click and drag this out, and now we've got that there. I'll leave my title as graphic designer, simple thirds, and this is our graphic. Now's where we get to the fun part, because instead of going through the layer management section, we're going to go straight to the animation section. Now you have to click an object to get started. So let's think about this in order of when we want these objects to join into the sequence. So let's say, for example, that I want my logo to slide in first. I'll select the logo. I'm going to choose an animation style. For this one, let's do fade in from bottom, and you see a quick little preview. It's also going to add it to the sequence. So you'll notice the second piece that I want to add in is my background here. I also want this to fade in from bottom, and now it's added to the sequence. So all of this is happening in order. Then I want my name to come in. We'll also do a fade in from bottom, and let's have my title fade in from bottom. So you can see I've got my sequence down here. It's going to go image, which is my logo, rectangle, which is the background, the rectangle right here, my name, and my title in that order. We've got a few settings down here that you'll be able to choose. So you've got an animation gap. This is the time in between each object animating on screen. You can choose whether it's an ease or a linear entrance, the way it's animating on screen. So do you want it to animate at a constant speed, or do you want it to kind of ramp up as it's animating in? There's an animation distance. So let's say we wanted this rectangle to animate from much lower down. Like let's say we want it to be 200 pixels down. That's going to animate in from further down. Duration and delay settings. And now we've got our settings for our animation, okay? So you can still go in to edit your gradient and all that. Just because we have this shape selected, I'm going to click off of that, and we're just worried about our animations, okay? So I've got my image, rectangle, my name, my title. Let's preview how this looks. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. So we've got our animation there. And of course, you've got all these settings that you can tweak and get it looking exactly how you want later. Now, if you were working with either maybe an ATEM switcher or the Rodecaster video or maybe OBS, and you just want a static image and you're using your software to fade it in and fade it out, this is where you could just export the graphic. And that's where Simple Thirds has completely changed the game. So we could export this. It's a transparent PNG. You can just overlay it and you're good to go using your downstream keyers. But now that we've got animation, it makes things a little bit trickier for bringing these into your live stream. You see, to get that transparent background, we have to be able to key that out or remove it. This is where the control room is going to come in handy. And there's a few different ways that you can leverage this. So we've got our graphic. We're going to save this and let's head on over to the control room. I'm going to exit back to my project, and now you can see our preview here of the lower third, and we'll go into Open Control Room. Now, when you open this control room, it's automatically going to create a preview URL, and this is super important because this is how you are going to get your lower third into your live stream. And there's a couple ways you can do that. I'm going to talk about that right here. Now, below this, you've got an option to click this button to copy your URL. If for some reason you're having an issue, you can regenerate and make a new URL, or if you simply want to kill off the old one so that you can work in a new workspace. Second, you've got a broadcast status. Off air is not going to show anything. That's why you see over here in the middle, it says broadcast is off air. Please update to on air to start broadcasting. So we'll update to on air in just a moment. But this is really important here, this output background feature. So if you're using a hardware-based switcher, you can't just bring in a feed with a transparent background. If you took an HDMI out from this computer right now, it's not going to have any transparency. So we've given you some options here. You can choose a black background or the default green screen background for a chroma key. If you choose the black background, it's going to require a luma key. Now keep in mind, it depends on what colors are in your graphic. So you of course cannot use a chroma key if your graphic has green in it, because that green would disappear at the same time. But if your graphic is using pretty much every other color or anything that doesn't look remotely close to green, a chroma key is going to work quite well. Now, we also have a few other color options there, and there's a custom color picker, so you could select what color you actually wanted if you wanted to try to key out using a different color that was maybe completely opposite of the colors being used in your graphic. Now, I'm going to have to show you a full training and tutorial in another video, because you might have a Rodecaster video, you might have an ATEM, you might have OBS. All these things are going to work differently, but just know that if you follow the instructions from here, and you use either a green background or a black background, you'll have to use the chroma key feature or the luma key feature on your live streaming switcher. So you can see here, I have my alpha option for a transparent background, green screen, black screen, and for whatever reason, if you needed to use blue, we do have that option as well. I'm just going to select green here for a moment and assume that we're going to use the chroma key on our hardware-based switcher. If you were using something like OBS, you could use the alpha background because there's going to be full transparency. With the green screen background, I want to go ahead and get my graphic ready to go by clicking on air. And now you'll see I have a green screen here, and this is just a preview window. Where the magic happens is if you open this preview URL, so I'm going to copy this URL, I'm going to open up a new window, and then we're going to paste that URL. And you see we have our green screen here, okay? So let me go ahead and slide this down here just a little bit. You basically want to take this green screen and you want to full screen it. And then you want to go into your settings here to make sure that you can get rid of that top menu bar and actually truly full screen it. So notice how it's taking over my entire screen. Okay, I'm going to pause here and kind of exit out of this for just a second so you can see what's happening. So this is my green screen. That should go on a second display. So if you're outputting from this computer that you're on right now, you want to drag this over to your second screen, and that second screen is going into your live streaming switcher using an HDMI signal out of your computer. Okay, I'm going to keep this up for right now just so you can see what's happening. Now that I'm on air, I have some options down here. I can preview my animation. So when I preview my animation, I'll be able to see what it looks like in this control panel view, and it's not going live. Notice how you don't see it down here in this window. But if I want to take it in or out and actually animate it in my live stream, I would just click in, and you'll see down here in this window, this is our actual live preview window, it's animating in. And when it's time to pull it off of screen, you will simply animate it out. Pretty cool, right? So if this window is open and full screen on your live streaming switcher, and you've got a chroma key enabled on this input, it will key out the green screen and all people will see is your graphic. Now, one thing you want to take note of, especially with this type of graphic, notice how there's some transparency in this background here. You really want to watch and fine tune your green screen chroma key settings because it might get a little bit dicey here. So with a chroma key, you probably want more of a solid color, but it's not out of the question that you could use this with a luma key or something else. So just know that it might really be fully dependent on what colors you're using in your graphic, depending on how you're going to do this, whether you will use a chroma key, a luma key, or of course, if you've got transparency because you're using OBS, then you're good to go. So you've got your in and out. Now, as you add graphics to your projects, see, I've got this project right here. Let's say I duplicate this, right? And this is my copy. I'm just going to title this real quick. I'm going to call this John Smith And notice how I'm keeping this window active. Like I can do this live in real time on the spot. I can go into my graphic. I've got John Smith right here. And when I edit that, that graphic is going to update right over here. See, it's already in here. So I can actually go back to my dashboard. I've got my new graphic where I'm going to change out the name. So let's say this one is called John Smith. Once I've created my second lower third graphic, if I go back into my control room, you'll see that we actually get that graphic here ready to go. So I can switch between my graphics. I can take this graphic out. I can animate this one in. And when I activate these graphics, they're all changing on this live preview URL. Let me go ahead and take this one out. I'm going to copy my URL again. I'm going to open it in a new window. And now let's animate in. Keep in mind that this window is most likely going to stay on your desktop or on your laptop screen. This window is the one that you want to full screen on your second display, and that's what should feed into your live streaming switcher. So if I bring my graphic in, we're bringing in John. And then within about a second or so, John will animate in. And John's been on screen long enough, we will animate him out. And then it's Zephan's turn. We animate in Zephan. After we activate that graphic, that should animate right in. And Zephan's been on long enough, and we will animate him out. When you're done in the control room, you can turn your broadcast status to off air. And when you take it off air, you'll get that warning here in the preview window as well as in the live window. So just make sure that you don't take it off air while this feed is live to your live streaming switcher. As you can see, this animation feature is powerful, and this is a brand new feature added to all paid members of Simple Thirds. So you'll have access to this right away. Access to the alpha background, access to the black background for luma keying, and access to the green chroma background for chroma keying. All of the paid memberships include being able to create unlimited animations within each folder. So you can do this for all of your clients and all of your brands. Don't forget that there's a free promo code. It's free month. I'm going to put it right below this video, as well as a link so that you can join in and test out Simple Thirds today. And then after that, it's just $10 a month, or you can pay a discounted rate of $100 for a whole year. Don't forget, I take feedback and we work on improving this all the time. So there is a built-in feedback option once you're logged into Simple Thirds, and it goes directly to my inbox. Thanks so much for supporting this new project of mine. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section and what you'd like to see as a new and upcoming feature that might not be in here yet. See you next time.